Hi. Well, it's great to see you. I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods. Today's video is going to be how to do a love jar. I want to keep it simple, keep it clean, with a few ingredients. If that sounds interesting to you, keep on watching. And without further ado, let's begin. Now, the purpose of this love jar, I absolutely love. If you guys know anything about me, you guys know I love a good jar. Borderline hoarder on when it comes to jars. Just can't seem to stop collecting them. But it's for spells like this why I do collect them. The love jar that I'm going to show you is a very versatile spell. It comes in handy when you're trying to fill your space with loving energy. If maybe you are in a lover's quarrel, you guys argue a lot, or maybe your household is in turmoil, maybe you would like it to be a more loving type of energy instead of all of that negativity or quarrelsome. It's great to fill the space with as well if you have cleansed it and maybe it just feels kind of empty or a little off. Use this love jar. Now, you can also use it, and my favorite way to use it is to actually draw love to one's self. It could be either self-love or it could be a partner that you're seeking to have. Maybe you just want somebody to go along with your journey. So try out this spell. Now, you are going to need a few ingredients, so I am going to bring you close to the table so you can kind of see what's going on. So it's hand puppet time. All right, I'll bring you right back, I promise. Hang tight. So you're going to definitely need a jar, right? It doesn't need to have a lid, but I prefer a lid because you are going to be shaking this, and I just found it easier if it has a lid. It's just easier to shake up, okay? Permanent marker, you'll need that. Some string or yarn, red, pink, or even white. Brown paper, a little piece of paper. You can also use bay leaves. Some cinnamon sticks. Some rose petals. Rose hips. And lavender. Now, feel free to substitute whatever herbs or materials that you think works best for you or calls to you, okay? You know your practice, you know yourself better than anyone. If you're not too sure, then you can just use this template and just follow it exactly. All of the items that I'm showing you, the rose petals, for instance, is connected to love. Rose hips, connected to love. And lavender, also connected to love. I love adding lavender to anything to do with love. Adds that calming effect, but also that little bit of luck that you may need. So absolutely love it. Cinnamon, not so much attached to love, but we're adding cinnamon to speed this up. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of like my magic working on a faster timeline. Now, of course, magic is its own. It uses the path of least resistance, so it's going to do its own thing. The divine knows best, right? But I can at least help it out. So cinnamon sticks, which is attached to fire and speed and sun energy. It's great for prosperity as well. So I want this love spell to be prosperous and with lots of speed. So we're going to use cinnamon sticks. If you don't have cinnamon sticks, I did, you know, when I first did this jar spell, I used cinnamon, or you can actually use both. But I did find that cinnamon sticks works best for me. Now, some optional items I'll show you at the end of the video. So if you want to add more, give it a little oomph to it, I'll show you that, but you could just use these materials that I'm showing you right now to just do this love jar, and it works perfectly fine, okay? So we're gonna just open this up. Of course, all of these items are always cleansed, so I'm not gonna go into cleansing. You should already know how to cleanse. If not, I've already made a video on cleansing, so I'm not gonna go over that. All you're gonna do is just add your cinnamon sticks. Simple enough, right? Now, when it comes to the rose petals, I want you to only add one rose petal, right? Just one simple rose petal. and it'll all make sense in a minute. Rose hips. I tend to like to add 3. 3 resonates with me. Add as many as you want. That feels right to you, but 3 Trinity comes with Maiden Mother Crone, you know, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, so many things, but I'm gonna do 3 pinches of lavender. Once again, that 3 just resonating. 3 also in the tarot is the Empress card. Bring it to fruition, bringing it to be birthed. Okay. Now we're just going to take our piece of paper and you're going to write down your intention. What is this jar for? Okay, so to give you some examples, my house is filled with loving energy. All who live in this house will feel loving energy. I draw nothing but loving things to myself. I love myself. I can feel self-love. I attract the perfect partner to myself. So we're just gonna write that, right? And you can fold it after you've written down your intention. You can fold it towards yourself, clockwise, fold it towards yourself, clockwise, fold it towards yourself, clockwise, fold it towards yourself. Folding towards yourself kind of just draws in that intention of bringing it to yourself, bringing it to me. I just like to have it smaller in size and a little more concealed in case the jar comes into view with anyone else. I'm just one of those that just looks like a decorative jar, okay? Now, you can put the lid on there. Now we're gonna need our string. All you're going to do now is you're just going to tie the string around your jar. Like so, okay? You're not gonna make your knot yet, okay? Me, you guys already know I'm a hooker for aesthetics, so I am going to make a little bow knot type of thing. And then as I'm tying my bow, my knot here, all I'm gonna say is, by knot of 1, this spell's begun. So it should look something like this. All right, now take both your hands and you are just going to imagine what you want this jar to do. Visualize. If you can't visualize, that's perfectly fine. Say it out loud. Take a few moments to do that now. Now, your jar is complete, but we're going to need to feed this, okay? So every day, remember how we only put that 1 rose petal in there? Every day, all you're going to do is open it up and you're just going to add 1 more rose petal. Okay. As you're adding that 1 rose petal, you are just reinforcing your spell. You're saying, hey, I'm feeding you with these rose petals. Please keep giving out that energy. Please attract that perfect partner to myself. Please make everybody under this roof feel that loving energy, okay? So you're reinforcing it, then you're just gonna seal this up and shake it up. As you can see, that's why we need that lid, okay? Shake it up, shake it up. And as you're shaking it up, just feel that energy being released. Feel it attracting that perfect partner to yourself. And that's it. You're just going to keep repeating that spell until it manifests. You can keep it by the door, you can keep it on your bedside. Me, I like to keep this on my altar. Sometimes I will put it near the door, the entrance to the door if I'm filling my space. This one in particular, if it's for myself, I put it on my altar because the altar, of course, is very personal to me. So, yes. All right, so if you've made it this far to the video, 2 thumbs up for you. Now I'm going to show you how to give it a little oomph. Rose quartz and a pink candle. Okay, so you're just going to take the pink candle, you can dress it with loving oil or attraction oil, crown of success. You can also do rose oil. I tend to like to use rose oil or have the candle scented like roses, just to reinforce, give me that intention, give the atmosphere. Then you're just gonna light this candle after you shake the jar. Okay, so it's giving that little bit of candle magic with the love jar. Me, what I like to do is keep the rose quartz near my jar. Most of the time I'll keep it on top of the jar, or at least near the jar. Whatever works for you. Me, like I said, personally, I always leave it on top of the jar. It kind of like helps me remember, don't forget to add that rose petal to the jar. It kind of stands out to me, especially when it's on my altar. But also rose quartz is connected to that loving energy, whether it's self-love, romantic love, or love in general. So highly, highly recommend get your hands on some rose quartz. Put it near the jar or on the jar. Some witches will also put it inside of the jar. Me, I tend to leave it on the outside of the jar just so that the materials in here that I've used just has my intentions in there. But yeah, make the magic your own, add it to it, add it on the outside, whatever works. And that's it, just give it that little Now, as far as the candle, I tend to burn the candle. Every time I shake that jar, I relight my candle. I let the candle burn for a little while and then I'll snuff it out. So that way, you know, I like to budget, you know, candles are expensive, okay? So let this burn over time. But not just that, I'm a firm believer in letting the magic go out in spurts. It's sort of like a wave. You know, when you throw a pebble into a lake, you know how it just does those little ripples? That's how I think every time that I am lighting this candle, it sends out the ripples. Every time you shake this, it's sending out ripples, okay? So imagine that it's a lake and you're dropping that rock into that lake, and with both of these it's a bigger rock versus just one rock. But like I said, you don't have to use this. I have found that the magic works just fine without the rose quartz or the candle. I've done it with just the jar, and I've also done it with the candle and the rose quartz. By using the rose quartz and the candle, it tends to just bring everything together, and I noticed that it does speed it up a little quicker, especially if you are using this to fill your space with loving energy and maybe there's a lot of quarrels or fighting going on, everyone's all in an uproar. You definitely want to probably try to add the candle, give it more fire energy and loving energy with the candle to reinforce it, rose quartz to help amplify that loving energy, to give your jar that little to hurry up and fill that space as fast as possible. If you're not in a rush or you just don't have all these materials, that's fine. Just omit this. Make the magic your own. Well, there you have it. A simple love jar. A very versatile spell. I promise you it will come in handy. I have used this jar many, many times. You can do it in secret. So if you're also a closeted witch, you can make this jar and kind of put it under your bed, put it in a closet. I've used it many times when I was growing up. You know, sometimes my parents weren't getting along and they were fighting a lot and I had to go to school the next day, or I was studying for a test and all you can do is hear them argue. I would make this jar and I would just hide it in my closet, and I noticed my parents would make up, or the next day everything kind of just calmed down. Made it so much easier for my childhood life. But that's just an example. It's a very versatile jar. Once again, self-love, filling a space, drawing a partner to yourself. Love is maybe what you're seeking. Try this love jar out. Make yourself a little bit more enticing, attractive to whatever partner that you're choosing to attract. Well, thank you so much for watching today's video, and special thanks to my channel member, SkinnyGal269. You are making this channel grow, and thank you so much for your support. And of course, my earthy people, and you in particular, you watching this video, you liking it, you subscribing, you're supporting the video, and it's free to do so. You doing that helps the algorithm know that you liked the video, and it pushes it out to other people so they can come across this channel, and hopefully we can all bring some magic into this world a little bit more, and a little bit more hope into people's lives, right? Why not? What does it hurt? So till next time, stay earthy, stay magical, and hey, don't forget, love yourself and others. Bye for now.